Every year, we learn more about the universe. But paradoxically, the more we discover, the more questions arise. Today, we'll delve into 50 mysteries of space that continue to baffle astronomers, physicists, and scientists around the world. Prepare to feel small and at the same time, more connected to the cosmos than ever before. We start with a black hole that shouldn't exist. More than 15,000 light-years from Earth, LB1 is a black hole with a mass far greater than current theories allow. It's where it shouldn't be. And the worst part is that it's not devouring matter, it's not emitting light, and yet it's there, silent, heavy, impossible. Right next to the Milky Way, there is a galaxy that has no dark matter. That's right. NGC 1052 DF2 contradicts everything we know about the structure of the universe, because until now it was believed that without dark matter, no galaxy could hold its stars together. And yet, there it is. Whole. Spinning. Defying everything. Now imagine a sound that travels through the universe. In 2020, scientists detected a radio frequency that repeated itself with incredible precision every 16 days. Exactly. A pulse coming from deep space, with a timed interval, as if it were a code. No star does this. No galaxy. And it keeps happening. Speaking of mysteries, let's go to Jupiter. In its atmosphere, a giant red dot has been spinning for more than 350 years. It's a storm, but unlike anything on Earth. It's more than twice the size of our planet, has supersonic winds, and it won't go away. Scientists thought it would disappear within decades. But the red dot is still going strong. How? Closer to home, there's something even more bizarre. The moon rotates at exactly the same speed as it orbits the Earth. This means that we always see the same side, and the other side remains invisible, except to probes. This synchronization is called synchronous rotation. But how did it happen with such precision? And why only with the moon? Now imagine planets, floating alone in space. No star, no solar system, just drifting in the darkness. These are called rogue planets, and thousands have been detected. How did they form? Where did they come from? And most importantly, they could support life in subterranean oceans, without needing sunlight. By the way, speaking of life, did you know that there are entire regions of space that are completely empty? The largest of these is called the Great Void and is over 1 billion light-years across. Within it, there are no galaxies, no stars, and no detectable matter. It's as if the universe had skipped a section. On the other side, we have something even stranger. The so-called axis of evil. Yes, that's its real name. It's an anomaly in the cosmic microwave background, the fingerprint of the Big Bang, that seems to align distant galaxies in an orderly fashion. This shouldn't happen. It's as if the universe has a preferred direction, defying the laws of randomness. And what about Tabby's star? It became famous in 2015 for dimming unpredictably, losing up to 22% of its light without any pattern. No dust cloud explains this behavior. Some bold theories have even suggested alien megastructures orbiting the star. But to this day, the truth remains in the dark. And speaking of dark, did you know that 95% of the universe is made of stuff we can't see? Dark matter. Dark energy. We only detect the effects. They shape galaxies, expand the universe, and affect everything, but we don't know what they are. Imagine living in a house where you can only see 5% of the furniture. At the edge of the solar system, there is a region called the Oort cloud. Theoretically, this is where many comets come from. But no one has ever seen this cloud. It has never been observed directly. We only know it exists because something is pushing objects into the solar system. What else could be hiding out there? Speaking of comets, Halley's Comet has its own mystery. It appears every 76 years, as if on schedule. But on its last pass, scientists detected unexplained variations in its brightness and movement as if it were accelerating in certain areas. Is it just a block of ice? Or is there something more? In space, there is a spot called the Eridanus zone, a cold spot in the universe. There, cosmic radiation is so low that it defies the laws of physics. Some believe it could be a glitch in the universe. Others believe that a collision between parallel universes occurred there. And the most daring theory? That the spot could be the edge of our universe. In the constellation Sagittarius, there is an object called Sagittarius A star. It is the supermassive black hole at the center of our galaxy. But what intrigues scientists is its silence. Active black holes usually emit intense radiation, and this one, for a long time, remained silent. As if it were asleep, watching, waiting for something. Closer to home, Venus is a planet that spins backwards. Yes, unlike almost all the others, it spins in the opposite direction. If you were there, the sun would rise in the west and set in the east. But no one knows why. Theories suggest it may have been flipped by an ancient collision. Or maybe, it was never like the others. Still on Venus, there are records of flashes of light in the atmosphere that repeat in patterns, as if they were organized lightning bolts. These events have been captured by probes, but never explained. These are not ordinary storms. It is as if the planet had its own system of rhythmic electrical pulses, like a heart. Now imagine a planet where it rains glass. HD 189733b is a giant exoplanet located 63 light-years from Earth. Its atmosphere is so thick and hot that it turns particles into silicate, and winds carry it at speeds of over 4,500 miles per hour, literally sending streaks of sharp glass across the sky. A storm there would be deadly in seconds. Another planet, WASP 12b, is being devoured by its star. It is so close that its orbit lasts only 1.1 Earth days. The radiation is so intense that the planet is dissolving, being sucked in like a drop of water pulled down a cosmic drain. A planet that is already dying. Speaking of death, stars die too. But what comes next is still uncertain. So-called neutron stars are the remains of collapsed stars with absurd density. A teaspoon of their material weighs billions of tons. And some of these stars emit precise pulses, like clocks. These are called pulsars, and no one understands how they are so precise. In 2017, an interstellar object flew through the solar system. It was called Oumuamua. It had no tail, it didn't spin like an asteroid, it accelerated in an unexplained way, and it went straight out. Some scientists said it might be an interstellar probe. We haven't proven anything. But one thing is for sure, it didn't look natural. Have you ever heard of zombie stars? These are stars that should have completely exploded, but they light up again. IPTF-14HLS was a supernova detected in 2014, and it surprised astronomers because it exploded, brightened, and then exploded again. That shouldn't happen. A star only explodes once. But this one didn't want to die. Speaking of energy, there's a gigantic structure in space called the Hercules Corona Borealis Wall. It's so big that it defies the rules of physics. At over 10 billion light-years wide, it shouldn't have formed in the lifetime of the universe. It's like finding a 500-story building in a city with 10-story buildings. Now imagine a planet made of diamond. Yes, it exists. 55 Cancri is a super-Earth so rich in carbon and so compressed that its crust would be composed mostly of crystallized diamond. It's only 40 light-years away. The surface gleams, but the environment is so hostile that nothing on Earth would survive for more than a few seconds. What if I told you that Earth glows? Satellites have detected a faint emission of visible light coming from the planet, not just from the atmosphere, but from the surface itself. This glow, known as air glow, occurs even on moonless nights. And no one fully understands why it occurs so intensely in certain parts of the planet. In deep space, there are planets orbiting dead stars. Stars that have collapsed, stopped emitting light, but still hold planets around them. How do these orbits remain stable? And what happens to matter in systems where the sun is dead? Some scientists believe that there is life that adapts even to this. Now consider a planet where the day lasts longer than the year. Mercury rotates so slowly that its full day, rotation, lasts 59 Earth days, while its orbit, year, lasts 88. This creates extreme cycles of heat and cold, with variations of more than 600 degrees. And yet, signs of ice have been detected in craters in the eternal shadow of the poles. On Saturn, a hexagonal-shaped storm has been swirling over the North Pole for decades. The shape is so geometric and stable that it looks like a drawing. No other planet has this type of atmospheric structure. And although there are physical simulations, no one can explain why it persists. It's like a hole in the sky in the shape of a symbol. And on Neptune, winds reach over 2,000 kilometers per hour, faster than the speed of sound. But the planet is mostly made of gas, is far from the sun and doesn't receive much energy. So the question is, where does this absurd force come from? The core? A magnetic field? Or something we don't yet understand about gases at extreme temperatures? And there are moons that don't behave like moons. Triton, Neptune's largest moon, orbits in the opposite direction to the planet's motion. This suggests that it was captured, that is, it was an object loose in space that was stolen by Neptune. But the most intriguing thing is that it still has geological activity and emits jets of gas through fissures. It is alive. And no one knows what's under its crust. Now think of something even more disturbing: the universe is expanding, faster and faster. This was discovered by chance. People were expecting it to either be steady or slow down. But the opposite is happening. The force behind this? They call it dark energy. But it's just a name for something no one understands. We only know it exists because the universe is running away from itself. On Pluto, one of the most intriguing discoveries was a plane called Sputnik Planitia. It's made of slowly moving nitrogen ice, like a glacier. But the strangest part? Despite its frozen surface, Pluto shows signs of internal activity. It's small, icy, and distant, but it seems alive inside. On Saturn's moon Enceladus, jets of water shoot out from the South Pole and shoot hundreds of miles into space. These jets come from an underground ocean, one of the most promising places in the solar system to find life. The most disturbing detail? No one knows how this ocean stays liquid, since there's not enough solar heat for it to. And on Titan, another moon of Saturn, there are rivers and lakes, but not of water. They're made of liquid methane. It rains, runs off, evaporates, like a hydrological cycle, only with fuel. The surface behaves like Earth, but with totally different chemistry. It's like a distorted copy of our planet. Familiar and alien at the same time. At the edge of the observable universe, there are galaxies that are moving away so rapidly that they will never be visible again. This means that we are literally becoming blind to parts of the cosmos. In billions of years, if a new civilization were to emerge, it would see nothing but its own galaxy. It is as if the universe were erasing itself, slowly, but permanently. At the center of some galaxies, including our own, there are signs that black holes emit jets. Columns of energy, larger than the galaxy itself, that expand into space. But what is this energy? How does it escape from something that, by definition, allows nothing to escape? It is one of the greatest paradoxes of modern physics. And if we talk about time, there is a phenomenon called gravitational time dilation. Near very massive bodies, like black holes, time literally slows down. It has been proven by atomic clocks. This means that if you stand near a black hole for a few hours, years may have passed in the rest of the universe. A much lesser-known mystery is that of the ghost radiation picked up by radio telescopes in the 2000s. It's an interference that seems to come from all directions, but with no apparent source. Like a whisper from the universe that doesn't belong to any galaxy. Some think it's noise. Others, that it could be a remnant of something that predates the Big Bang. By the way, about the Big Bang, there is a theory that says it may not have been the beginning of everything. And yes, a transition between two cycles. As if the universe were breathing, it expands, collapses, expands again. If this is true, then everything we know is just the latest version of infinite previous ones. And even with all our technology, to this day, we have no idea how the first star came to be. We know that there were so-called population 3 stars, giant, hot, and ephemeral. but no telescope has ever seen one. They came, shone, and disappeared before light could even reach us. All we have are simulations. The first star remains invisible. And finally, the question that never stops: are we alone? With billions of planets and habitable zones, millions of systems similar to ours, and the basic elements of life spread throughout the cosmos, how is it possible that to this day we have not detected a single intelligent signal? The Fermi paradox remains. Life may be out there, but perhaps it chooses silence. The universe is vast, ancient, and mysterious. And no matter how much we advance, we still know almost nothing about what is out there, or about who we are inside. If you enjoyed this journey through the deepest secrets of the cosmos, leave a like, activate the bell, and comment here: which of these curiosities made you look at the sky in a different way?